How about this? Blowing from a gun. Are you familiar with this method of execution? You see this sometimes in like
okay, so wait a minute. So very similar to that is something the British did to the Indians. So when one of them would step out of line, they'd strap him to a cannon, like his back would be to the barrel facing out.
Please, sir.
There'll be no begging, Patel. You had your chance. And then they fire one of those artillery pieces, one of those field cannons, like through their back and out their chest.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. You immediately knew, where you got someone strapped to the front of a cannon and you just spend an entire cannonball on the guy.
They still do it in North Korea. Kim Jong-un killed his like brother-in-law that way or something, or his uncle or something like that. Like,
I didn't catch on till the very end. Kyle's like, they strap him to a cannon. And I'm like, right. That makes sense. Probably the loud boom is going to scare them. Maybe even like deafen them or something a little bit. I would hate being strapped to a cannon when it went off. I didn't know they were in front of it. Like, yeah, parallel to it.
Nah, I wouldn't make any sense. They strap it right in front of it, so the barrel goes through them, and
that's
they have point blank shot with a cannon. And be honest, I bet it doesn't hurt at all. I remember we did a video where I used my bowling. I've got a bowling ball cannon, and I use that thing to shoot a
bowling, sometimes upward of 2.5 feet.
I think we shot that thing past me and shot it at a chunk of meat or something. But the damage that it did, I was like, that's instant death kind of damage. It's just so much force. So I don't think you'd feel anything if someone shot especially like a 4 or 5 inch gun through your back out your chest. I don't think you feel anything.
You'll just explode.
Yeah. I mean, imagine your brain lives for a few seconds later, but I mean, I keep saying it. In my experience, my worst injuries are not the most painful.
That's what I was going to say. Like when you have a traumatic injury, you don't feel the pain in like in that moment. Like when you want to most of the time. So I think a cannon blowing your innards out, you're just going to go into some kind of instant shock for the 2 seconds you might be conscious. I don't think you're feeling anything.
I'm looking up worldwide methods for public execution. Where would you rank this in there? Stoning. Mauritania, Nigeria, Saudi Arabia, Sudan, Yemen, Iran, Brunei, Afghanistan. They all still do stoning.
I'm shocked that some of those countries.
I was going to say that's got to be a popular one.
Yeah. Have y'all ever seen it?
I mean, because that's like a murderer's row of advanced good places. Yeah,
I've seen stoning, and it's slow paced.
Mm-hmm. You need a ringer out there.
Sometimes they have it. I saw one where it was like, oh, that wasn't too slow at all, was it? Everybody here's got a fucking contract if the Yankees see this. like there's this one where there must be 50 people surrounding this guy. And I say usually, I'm sure plenty of innocent people get stoned in the Middle East, but whenever I watch a video, they're like, this guy like murdered 3 children, or this. It's often like sex crimes and deviancy. And like when they start throwing, it's not like a stone here and there. It's not like let ye without sin cast the first stone and like 1, 2, 3. It's like 50 stones, 100 stones, 150 stones. Like they're raining in so fast it looks like a hailstorm. And he tries to cover up, but like people come in for coup de grace type like slams on him with big rocks. It's rough to watch.
Yeah,
I would not pick that way.
They don't bury him or anything. It's just like, all right, stand right there. Don't move.
I've seen them bury him in the sand with just their head sticking out too.
That's what I've seen. Yeah.
Well, I saw that on Ace Ventura.
The one I saw, like it's like it was a woman who was being stoned for adultery, and I don't know the case in this. Sometimes they're raped, but they're still guilty of adultery, and then they take it out on the woman anyway. And it was like the first 27 stones that hit her didn't hit her hard enough. They just really hurt her, and then like kind of her misery was ended.
I've seen that where it's like you're in the middle of being stoned to death, and like you're getting winged off the kneecap, and like getting your collarbone broken and stuff. And it's like this is the worst method of
one of the worst
public justice or whatever.
It's definitely one of the worst that's still employed today in a pretty widespread kind of manner. The Middle East is wild, man. Aren't you glad we're over here?
It's nicer over here. Nobody's getting stoned.
I mean, somebody's getting stoned.
Yeah, not with rock.
It's Kyle hits the vape.